As his words resonated throughout the region, a movement began to take shape, one that united the voices of the oppressed against the powerful. The people of Ogoni rallied around Saro-Wiwa, echoing his calls for justice, while the oil companies and the military saw him as a threat that needed to be silenced. They called it a trial, but it was a warning. Speak against power and die. Ken Saro-Wiwa didn't carry a gun, he carried a pen. And in Nigeria's oil-rich Niger Delta, that was enough to make him dangerous. Born in 1941, Saro-Wiwa was a teacher, a writer, a TV producer. But when his homeland, Ogoni, was soaked in oil and suffering, he became something far more powerful. A voice. He accused Shell and the Nigerian military regime of environmental genocide, and he named names. The oil companies had turned the Niger Delta into a graveyard characterized by dead rivers and polluted skies, where children are born with diseases, and fishermen return with empty nets, while villages drown in crude. Ken didn't just speak. He organized and led the movement for the survival of the Ogoni people, demanding justice, compensation, clean water, and life. But oil is power, and power listens with bullets. In 1995, Saro-Wiwa was arrested alongside 8 others charged with inciting the murder of 4 chiefs, an accusation lacking any evidence. The trial took place in a military tribunal with no appeals, no fair hearing, and no mercy. The world watched in disbelief as Ken Saro-Wiwa stood before a military tribunal, the very embodiment of courage against tyranny. His unwavering spirit ignited hope among the Ogoni people, bringing them together in a fight for their rights, even as the weight of the oppressive regime loomed over them. As Ken spoke passionately to his supporters, holding banners that demanded justice, the air crackled with a mix of fear and determination, reflecting the dire straits of a community yearning for survival amidst relentless exploitation. On November 10, 1995, inside a dark prison in Port Harcourt, Ken Saro-Wiwa stepped to the gallows. His final words, "Lord, take my soul," but the struggle continues. They hung him, his body buried in an unmarked grave, but his voice had never died. After his death, Nigeria was suspended from the Commonwealth. Protests erupted across the world. Years later, Shell paid $15,500,000 in a settlement but never admitted guilt. Ken Saro-Wiwa was silenced. But today, every drop of oil from the Niger Delta still drips with his blood. His story is a warning and a call to action. What do you think? Was it justice or state-sponsored murder? Subscribe to Cortex Crime for more hidden histories, untold truths, and crimes that shaped our world. Justice may be delayed, but history never forgets.